best life. So not, you know, what anybody else thinks is our best life or should be our best life, but really what you believe is possible for your life, and the kind of life you want. That is unique. And so there is also no you know, uniform formats or solution to achieve that. And that's what I love about coaching, and that's also why I said it is for people that are courageous and brave enough to make that inner journey. Yeah, because I really believe the solutions, the answers, they are inside of you, and I can support you in getting the answers. But you know, I'm not going to give you answers. I don't live your life. How am I even going to tell you, you know, what you should do? So that's not what a coach does. It really, it helps you to find your own answers. So how, one way of doing that is, or what I really believe works, is really to understand yourself better. Yeah, I believe when you understand yourself better, when you understand your emotions, your reactions, your behaviors, your triggers, your fears, you know, all that is you, when you understand that better, you are also more empowered to make the choices to change those things that you want to change. Again, the things that work for you, no need to change. Yeah, the things that maybe don't work for you, and that you'd like to change, understanding yourself can help a lot in making those changes. Yeah, you'll be much more empowered. So I work a lot with people on limiting beliefs, limiting stories. We talked a lot about stories, but we also have limiting stories, stories that we tell about ourselves, stories that we tell about others, the world, money, you know, everything out there. There are so many limiting stories that we, and beliefs, you know, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve this, someone else will do it better. You know, all these stories that we tell ourselves really hold us back. So I do a lot of work on that with the people that I have, sometimes in workshops and sometimes also in private sessions. However, today we're going to talk about something else that is also very powerful, and that is about daring to dream. Yeah. So maybe you've been hearing, maybe this is the first time you hear about me and about Open Hearth, or maybe you have heard about me and you've wondered, what is that name even about? So I thought, let me just very briefly share with you the story behind the name. Yeah, behind the name Open Hearth Coaching. So Open Hearth is a combination of the words open heart, like your open heart. I truly believe that as a coach, my heart needs to be open to connect with you. Yeah. I can know all the tools, all the techniques, everything else, but if I cannot connect with you, human to human, we can only do so much. It's not that we can't do anything, but I truly believe that if we can really make a connection, we can dive a lot deeper. Yeah. And we can really, you know, transform and shift a lot more in your life. Also, of course, you as a participant, as a coachee, also need your heart to be open to the extent that is possible for you at that particular moment. Yeah, because it might not, it might sometimes be a little bit scary, you know. So whatever is possible for you at that day, but to also be able to look into yourself, yeah, and to say, what is it that I really want, and what are the things that I do, and what do I want to change. So Open Heart, it's also a tribute to my trainer, Marianne Verrijt from Koen Ganesha Coaching, who really, she trains with an open heart, and she taught us how to coach with an open heart. And for a person like myself who is in the head a lot, you know, I don't know if we're more here in this room today, but I do a fair bit of overthinking. There was this meme I saw the other day that said I even overthink my overthinking, and I'm like, yeah, that's me. You know, so that journey from the head to the heart and back up if need be, you know, that is a wonderful journey. The other part of the name is a hearth, which is like a fireplace. It's not a very common word in Kenya, but in my own language, Dutch, I'm from the Netherlands. We don't speak English there either, but it almost sounds like hearth. It's like an open hearth. That's a fireplace, so it's a bit of a double words play. Um, it's a fireplace, and for me, a fireplace really resonates or symbolizes what a coaching conversation is about. Yeah, a fireplace is a place where you come together. It's a place where there is connection. It's a place where there's energy, there's transformation, sparks, warmth, storytelling. It's traditionally, and I think in very many places, maybe in rural or where you go visit your parents or grandparents, it's still the place where of nourishment, of cooking. So nourishment for body, for soul, for our hearts, for our minds. Yeah. So that's why I chose that name, even though it's not a very obvious name, and people might be wondering. But then I always think curiosity is a good thing too. So curiosity is what also keeps us to discover new things. And so that's the story behind my name. Why did I go into that as well? Is just to honor yesterday's conversation. James and Pabs, we talked a lot about the importance of telling your story. And if you were here yesterday, I just want to remind you. If you weren't here, I just want to mention this to you. It is so important to know your story, own your story, tell your story. You're unique. Yeah, your brand is unique. And you don't have to put everything in there, but put those things that are important for you, that you want to share with the world. And I think by doing so, I've honored the conversation of yesterday. And also, I want to give you permission to do the same. Yeah, so write your story. So partly that story is about your past story and how you work that into your current brand and currently who you are. But when we talk about Dare to Dream, we of course also talk about a future story, the story that we're writing, the story that we're writing with our business, the story that we're writing with our brand in our lives. Yeah. So when it comes to Dare to Dream, I don't know about you. Like for me, I used to plan a lot and schedule a lot, and have 3 months plans and 6 months plans, but I didn't really dream so much because dreaming is for hippies and fairies, and I don't know, like your feet on the ground and you just make plans. Yeah. So that was me for a long time, and I'm sure there are more people here. So I only just kind of rediscovered dreaming not so very long ago, and it has been really powerful for me. I won't go into all the details because I will take too much of your time here. But yeah, the daring to dream. And so what is needed for daring to dream is one, to believe that it's possible. Yeah, to believe that your dream is possible. Then you need to dare to dream it as well. Yeah, and reminding yourself. And of course, it's not just about, nice dream, and I throw it out there and it will all come rain down on me magically from the sky. Like, there is also a part of taking action. Now, the taking action part is not something I will go into today because of just time restraints. I think we have some strategy and branding sessions ahead of us as well. So maybe we will touch on that a little bit more. But if not, there can always be follow-up sessions. What I really want to focus on today is believing it is possible. Pabs yesterday said a lot about, she said she loves inviting coaches because a lot of this work is about mindset. Yeah. And so the mindset of you, if you don't believe it's even possible, then nothing is also going to happen. Yeah. So I want to help you a little bit on this journey of believing that your dream is possible. Yeah. So what I would like you to do for the next few minutes is if maybe you're doing some other things in between, maybe you're cooking, or maybe you were scrolling on your phone, or you were doing something else. If possible, not if you're driving, of course, then please keep your eyes on the road. But if possible, just put whatever you were doing down for just a few minutes, and even if you wish, close your eyes. And I think the first exercise we had on breathing really sets the tone for this next one, so that was perfect. So what I'd like you to do for the next few minutes, just take a breather, close your eyes, and just go back for a second to the year 2011. Yeah, just 2011. Where were you? What were you doing? Who was with you? What did you know? What did you not know? Were you working? And it doesn't matter how old you are, you know, it doesn't matter if you were still in high school or maybe you had just celebrated your 50th birthday. It is wherever you were, it is okay. Yeah. Just where were you and with whom? And then slowly I want you to go to move through 2011, move into 2012, pass through that year into 2013. And where are you now? What were the people you met in these past 2 years? People that have come in your life, maybe people that have come in just very briefly and left again. Maybe you met a partner you're still with, or maybe you met a partner you're not with anymore. Doesn't matter. Maybe you got a child in that year, someone that you did not know in 2011 that is now a very important part of your life. Maybe you finished school, maybe you finished university, maybe you started university, maybe you started a job, you lost a job, you started a business, new friends you made. So much already in those 2 years could have happened, yeah? Places you visited. As you think of that, I'd like you to move forward now to 2014. Where did you go? What new places did you experience? 2015. What lessons did you learn? What achievements, accomplishments? Maybe you finished projects, maybe you finished school, maybe you finished an assignment, you changed, maybe you met a lot of new people, you picked up a hobby. Just think through that year. Now 2016. And just imagine, we're only halfway. Only 5 years have passed. And all those things that have happened in those 5 years that you did not know in 2011 would happen. Yeah. The people you would meet, the opportunities that would be there, the businesses you would start, the positions you would start, maybe the children you got, the friends you made, books you read, movies you watched, experiences you had. All in just 5 years. Just imagine. Now move through 2017, 2018. Maybe this is a bit more vivid for you because it was a bit less long ago. And you have a lot more memories of it. That's okay. They can just pass fleetingly. But they'll leave a mark like, oh, that, oh, yeah. Lessons learned. Accomplishments. 2019. Growth. Maybe stuff that would worry you, frustrate you in 2011 does no longer frustrate you. Maybe spiritual growth, emotional growth, all the things you've learned in these past 8, we're only 8, past 8 years. Yeah, the people you've met, people that became friends. Sure, maybe you lost some people too. Yeah, that's possible too. Maybe you also lost jobs. Maybe some things failed, but here you are. You're still here today. Then go through to 2020. Yeah. No, 2020 might not have been the easiest. However, even 2020 had his moments, magic moments, moments of learning, moments of growth, moments of maybe standing still and breathing, moments of fun. The dinners shared together at home. And now slowly come into 2021. And just come back to today. Yeah. So we've really taken, you know, a firefighter flight through these 10 years. If you had a bit more time, we could even, go even deeper into this. But I am sure that when you are, opening your eyes right now, if you had them closed, that you're left with a feeling of, whoa, wow, so much happened. All these people, I had no idea. In 2011, I had no idea that this would happen, that this is possible, that I would meet these people, I would have those opportunities, I would learn this, do that, visit here. Yeah. I mean, you had told me in 2011 that I would be living in Kenya for 8 years, and that I would be a life coach and a breathwork facilitator, and that on the 22nd of June, I would be speaking to the Women in Business webinar conference about Dare to Dream, I would have been like, no way. Yeah. So I had no idea. And I'm sure there have been so many things for you that you had no idea about that you have done. So what happens very often is that we overestimate what we can do in a year. Yeah. So when we schedule, when we plan ahead, we put all these things for 1 year. And then halfway through the year, and we're almost halfway through the year, we will get frustrated and disappointed and demotivated because maybe we haven't reached not even half of what we wanted to reach. Yeah, maybe we even quit. And what is also true is that we often underestimate what we can do in 10 years. Yeah. So I hope that this very short exercise has just given you an idea of what is possible in 10 years' time. All the things that are possible. So now if you make a very quick jump, and again, you can take more time for this exercise after the session or tomorrow or whenever you have some time, you can take a little bit more time and you do this for a little bit longer and you make the jump to 2031. Imagine all the people you haven't met yet, all the experiences you haven't experienced yet, all the lessons not learned yet, all the growth. Yeah. So much is possible for you. Yeah. So that's when we talked about mindset, have that mindset of believing that it is possible. And you can believe it because you can look back and look at everything that has been possible. And then dare to dream it. Yeah. Take your time and think about what you want for your brand. Elevate. To what level do you want to elevate it? Your brand, your business, your life. Yeah. And your dream, but that's why I call it dare to dream. It can be a little scary. Yeah, it can be a little scary. But don't let anybody tell you your dream is too big. Don't let also anybody tell you that your dream is too small. Yeah, it is your dream, whatever you want for your life and for your business and for your brand. Then, as I'm getting to the end of this, is what is important is to remind yourself of this. Yeah. So do this exercise for yourself when you have time and go properly through and dream up your life in 2031. Yeah. What is possible? If you want to do it just for your brand and business, that's fine. Do it for brand and business. If you want to take it even wider and do it for your whole life, then that's also fine. And then you have to remind yourself of it. And I'm sure you know this when, I was going to see if I have a book here. Oh, yeah. Let me see. I don't know if you've heard of this book. Yeah. This book, I just finished this book. It's a huge, big book. You might not have heard of this book. I can almost guarantee that it's just a novel, but it's a very important. I just finished last night. I can guarantee you that tomorrow or the day after or next week, you will hear about this book. Yeah. The Old Drifts, because it's in your awareness. The same when you buy a red car and you thought you had the only red car here in Kenya. You will buy a red car and you will see red cars everywhere. Yeah. It's not that the book wasn't there. It's not that the red cars weren't there. You just weren't aware. You weren't seeing them. They weren't in your awareness. Now, the same is true for your dreams, for your goals, for your dreams. When you remind yourself, when they become in your awareness, you will see more opportunities. Yeah. You will see more opportunities to realize those dreams. Those opportunities were always there. You were just not aware of them. Yeah. So this is not about, like just dream it up and then it will magically all fall from the sky. No, like you have to remind yourself and then you will just see more opportunities. And then of course, also you have to take action. You have to be committed to your dream. You have to I think Tony Robbins always says, like, it shouldn't be like, oh, I should do this, but it has to be like, I must do this. I have no choice. I must. Yeah. So when you become that committed to your dream and you will take action, then, you know, really beautiful things are possible for you. But you have to start believing, you have to dare to dream it, and you have to remind yourself. However you remind yourself, if it's through pictures, if it's through writing, if it's through just speaking it out loud, whatever works for you. Yeah. And then take action. As I mentioned, I won't talk about taking action today. I do, perhaps I don't know if this is where I mentioned this, but I do have a retreat coming up on Saturday. So it's a small retreat. Yeah, just in the morning, which is actually a Dare to Dream retreat in the forest. As Pap said, I do a lot of things in the forest because I love nature. So it's just a morning in the forest. We will go for some small walks, and we will also do a lot of sharing. And it's where I take this exercise, but then spread out over a whole morning. Yeah. So where you really get the chance to dare to dream up, and to also really, you know, take those, identify the actions, identify the steps that you need to take, and make commitments to yourself to take them. So that's happening. I can maybe just show that. Oh, it's not possible. No worries. I can share the poster with you, Pubs, and then maybe you can share it.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
We will mail them out.
Sorry?
So probably when we're doing the email, after this, sending the links, we can also share it.
Yeah, that's fine. Or maybe I can even share it on the chat if that's possible. Yeah, I think I can even share it on the chat. And then I'll do a special discount, of course, for women in business. Yes.
Awesome.
Wonderful. I hope I didn't go over time too much.
You're doing well. Oh, Dare to Dream in Nature. Yeah, James had to repost that.
Yeah. Wonderful. So yeah, so if you're excited about this exercise, please contact me. I'll leave my details here, and you can join me on Saturday. Or if you want to do this in a private session, or even if you want to talk more about limiting stories, you know, hit me up and we can agree. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much, Pubs. Oh, can I say one more exciting announcement?
Yeah,
because I'm so excited about this. Yeah. So, okay, it's not fully, but I think fully enough for me to share, is that after months of planning this, my website is finally up. So I'm so excited.
Good job.
Thanks, James. So I will share the link here so you can check it. As I said, there's a few bits and pieces here and there that still need a little bit of working. The contact form doesn't work yet, for example. That's why I'm not supposed to share it, but I'm too excited not to share. So I'll share with you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. If there's any question, please drop it in the chat and I'll watch the chat and answer for you. Yeah. Back over to you.
Just love your conversational mode throughout your sessions. Yeah. And I mean, life is about many conversations. Our brand are about conversations because our brand keep on talking to other people, talks back to us, talks back to them. Yeah, and so we appreciate what you're doing as well on the Open Heart, and we celebrate you. Yeah, as a woman in business as well, the business of coaching and just helping people optimize their productivity. Yeah, as a coach, I really identify with you. Yeah, so I think we can do another breathe. Maybe Ingrid, you can, we can just throw fireworks on her. You guys remember our drill of yesterday, appreciating our speakers. Go to the reactions, and then you throw the fireworks. Yeah, let's paint the screen. Yeah, I'm waiting to see all of them together.
Thank you.
Yeah. Throw in your fireworks, ladies. Yeah, go to the reaction and throw that emoji. Yeah, I can see yours, Monica, Immaculate. Thank you. Yeah, let's make it more and more and more and more. Yeah, the Open Heart is about fires, so these fires are very
true, very true,
important.
Sparks.
Yeah, the sparks, and brand is also about sparks. Yeah, because you keep on sparking other brands with your brand, and your brand is also sparked by other brands. Exactly. Yeah, I can imagine all of us have brands that inspire us and probably even sparked you to start your own. Yeah, so we celebrate you, Ingrid. Thank you for sharing your gifts with us, even taking us through that powerful reflection of 10 years back in our lives. Yeah, sometimes we just keep on living on and we don't look back and think back. Yeah, and I remember when we were getting to 2020, we didn't know there would be COVID and all.
I
So
know.
probably this is an oversight of 10 years ago. And then some of
Yeah.
us
So
have stayed.
imagine what's possible in 2031. Just imagine
Imagine.
all the things.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So thank you for just taking us through that reflection. It was very powerful for me to just imagine, wow, in 2010, I didn't have any babies. Here we are with a full
Exactly.
house. Yeah, this is something
Exactly.
you don't think about
Wonderful.
oftenly. And then when you think about it, think it's so powerful. I want to invite James up, yeah, so that he can take us through the next session. And I introduced James yesterday. He had an opportunity to also share. Well, let me just show you instead of telling you about James. Yeah, James is one of the coaches that has really, really, really impacted my life and my brand as well. Yeah, and I was sharing yesterday. I remember sitting in James's office, yeah, just through the engagement, and I was like, yeah, now I'm a serious client. Let me go and sit down with him and tell him all these amazing things I want to do with Woman Arise. Yeah, and then he was like, okay, are you ready for bold action? And I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then, the way you get so inspired when you're in a session, and then you talk up on you're like, hey, what did I get myself into? And so I remember I went away and did nothing. And of course, I've had many clients who go away and also do nothing. And I know how it feels like when you're on that side. And so I came in the following week. I was like, hey, see, I've paid money. Even if I've not done anything, it's your work to coach me. And I remember going to the session and placing money there. And James listened to me. So he was like, so did you take your bold moves? I was like, Maze. So I was going and telling people I've become a coach overnight. And, they just saw me hustling the other day. Like, how do you do that? And he was like, okay, perhaps I will not allow you to waste my time. Yeah, because I work with people who are serious. I almost got a heart attack of just like, did you just kick me out of here? And tell you the truth, when I left his office that day, because we didn't have a session, yeah, like James is someone who works with only serious people. Even when you look at his profile and how he packages himself. And that day when I left there and I got into a matatu, like I remember I was it was those days that you're so broke but you want to make bold moves and then you're still afraid. And of course, he also thinks like a coach, and that is the same way we think. You'll always be broke if you don't do anything about it. Yeah, and so I remember sitting in the matatu. Sorry, can you guys hear me?